Hello there, welcome back to another video. Oh, forgive me, I am cold down here. I thought I was warm, cold air, somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, welcome to another video. I honestly was trying to find like some really exciting background, game to film, but I mean, I was just taking so long. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and record. Just, record this and talk at the same time. It's not me, because what I was gonna do for this video was I was going to record a gameplay for about like an hour, or up to an hour, whatever, and then put my voice over it. But honestly, it's taking so long for me to find the right game, because for those who don't know, I believe it or not, I'm actually perfectionist. There's a lot of back when I was in DOIJ, which don't point of this video is to tell why I'm not in DOIJ anymore. But back when I was in DOIJ, I'd say 9 out of 10 videos were good enough to upload, but I would toss because I just didn't like one angle was one of them, or something really silly like that. So now I'm like a perfectionist, like at least when it comes to my videos anyway. And I know I don't pump out that great quality, it's actually horrendous quality, but probably why you're shocked, like, really? You're perfectionist? Videos should be better, but they're not. And yes, I know, I understand that. And I accept that. But anyway, so, but that's why I was saying it's a long to do this video, because I do have some content for the new roleplay server I'm in that I would love to get out there. I have some videos recorded, more I want to record, but I can't upload those until I've done this video. So now this video is out, I can do it, because I feel like otherwise, for those of you who are watching from DOIJ and probably in the past RP servers I've been in, excuse me, sorry about that. I don't want that to be a weird gap of all of a sudden one RP server and then boom, another RP server. I want there to be like an explanation, because I feel like I owe you guys that much. If you stuck around this channel for one RP server to another, I feel like I at least owe you you guys and gals an explanation of why I'm all of a sudden doing RP and RP videos in another server. So DOIJ, while it was great in the beginning, listen, I wasn't there for like the smack dab beginning of it. I was there for 2 years, so I was there for a while. So almost 2, maybe just over 2 years. So, and when I got there, it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. I could tell there was a little bit of corruption, but it wasn't bad. I mean, like the people that were corrupt weren't really on that much. So, plus you heard rumors, people being corrupt, whatever, yada yada yada. So it really wasn't that bad. And it was actually a lot of fun. It was really fun. I don't know, so many times I won't say it again, but it was fun. It was a great server to be in. It was fantastic. I was loving it. But just as time went on, especially over the last few months, I'd say maybe staying as far back as maybe 8 months ago, it just started to go really downhill. I don't think it was even that long ago. It was probably more like 5 or 6 months ago. That's when things really started taking a turn for the worse, and the corruption really started to show. Now, I'm actually, and there's several things that I didn't like in the server. So as for those who don't know, there's a guy named Narwhals that was the head of advertising for PS4 for DOIJ. Okay, and something happened with him. If you want to tell the story, I will. I'll let him tell it. I'm not gonna tell him. But anyways, he ended up no longer being a part of DOIJ. So, that left the head of advertising, and there was no head of advertising. I was an advertiser at that point in time. I was putting in a lot of hard work behind the scenes. I got to work with narwhals on much things. We talk pretty much on a daily basis. Not a daily, more bi-daily. Whenever we had the chance. Um, I mean, we'd be talking all the time. This is back when I actually had a job, so I was working, pretty much a full-time job. Actually, it was a full-time job. They didn't call it full-time. So I signed up for part-time. I don't know, I signed up for part-time. They put me on as part-time, but then they gave me full-time hours, which is great. So I love to work, love money. So I was planning on saving a bunch of money doing kind of giveaways for y'all, and stuff like that. But as you can tell, that didn't really happen. But anyway, so yeah, basically, yeah, he ended up being part of DOIJ, and then so his position was open. Now, I didn't grind out the department of things I did to get his position one day. I did it to make the department better, to make the server better, as I do now. But I mean, I was and I was in a good friendly place with the um, with some of the higher ups, like some of the BODs, even an owner, I think. Maybe even the PS4, I'm not entirely sure. But at least a few. Not a whole lot of them, just a few. Alright, and I remember, that, one of the, actually more than one of them, a few of them were like, hey, you were in, like, did you hear about, narwhals? Yeah. Hey, just say, no, we're talking, and you are the highest consideration. I forget exactly how they worded it, but they basically said, "Hey, you're gonna get, or from the way talks are going right now, you're gonna get head of advertising, unless Navi wants it." Now, let me tell you a little bit my personal things with Navi. Navidi is a great guy. From my part, this is me personally. I'm not talking about your personal perception. This is my perception of Navidi. A few times I've actually chatted with Navidi. He's like a really cool guy. Okay, he's really chill. Again, this is my personal. People have different experiences with different people, so you might have a different experience with them. If you do, let me know respectfully in the comment section below, please. But personally, Navi and I, we were kind of chill. We weren't like great friends, okay, but we were pretty chill. But he wasn't really active then. He hadn't been active for months, and then he wanted head of advertising for PS4, which keep in mind he hadn't even been in a PS4 session in a long time. I don't think he had been in any session for a long time. I was in every DOIJ server because at the time I was the host of the podcast, the official DOIJ podcast, that I had started with a friend of mine. So we had started that, and which another funny story on that anyway. But well, that my own personal podcast that I had to have this going. Anywho, so we already started, but he wasn't active. Okay, my point is I was in like every server that they had, right, including PC, because I was trying to like set up interviews. People was trying to ask like, hey, what's really cool to bring on this podcast? Again, not my own personal benefit, but to have fun and to help the server, right? But he was never active in any of them, and you know he told Khan, hey, I want head of advertising PS4, I want to give it a shot, and Khan gave it to him. And now, while it did kind of make me sad, because it was like, oh man, that would have been really cool to be head of advertising, putting all this work, and nobody is very active, but you know what? Maybe not, maybe Khan knows what he's doing, and now he could be active again, and he'll, actually, start to, because nobody, when he makes RP videos, he makes some really good RP videos. Okay, I'm not knocking Navidi. Alright, I don't have any beef with Navidi. I don't. Okay, so if you think that that's what's going on, is I have people beefing against Navity, then get the hell out of here. Okay, I don't want your drama. I'm not gonna put up with, oh, you beef with Navity. No, I'm not beefing with Navity. I'm telling you right now, not beef with Navity. So if you think I'm beef with Navity, if you're gonna try and misconstrue that, then get out of here. Because I've stated it clear as day. If you can't understand, if you can't understand that clearly, I will delete your comments because I'm not gonna have any drama over any lies in my comment section. Okay, I'm not having that. But anyways, I figured maybe he'll be active. He'll get back into doing RP videos, and I think his channel was like hacked at some point, and so he hadn't done any RP videos, whatever. Okay, so then he became head of advertising, and he didn't really hop. I think he might have hopped in PS4 RP. I'm not 100% sure about that. But he was kind of active in the creator chat, and he was active. And I mean, keep in mind, he does work a job. He also works a job. So I know how it is, to work a job and try and do RP and then also try and do YouTube. Okay. So I mean, I get it. It's not easy. I'm not saying, oh, it's super easy now. Oh, why can't you do it? No, I get it. It is hard. Okay. I mean, I don't have a job, right this minute. I hope to soon. But I know what it's like. I mean, technically YouTube really, and this is another little video, little short video, whatever. YouTube, I like to call my 24/7, 365 job that does not pay. It does not pay yet, buddy. My pup destroyed me. So because and it is true. I mean, it takes a lot, but that's another story for another day. That's a whole other thing. So I'll probably make that another video in a few days, whatever, in a week or two. But anyway, but he was active in the chat, was active in the session. And keep in mind, when I was actually working again the full-time job, I was getting more than full-time hours actually. I was getting more than full-time hours. I was running a podcast. At one point, 2 podcasts. I was, doing videos. I was doing live streams. I was working full blown. So basically, the point is, I was working more than full-time hours. I'm taking care of a dog, which I mean isn't a whole lot of work, but it does take up more time in your day. Plus, I was grinding out GTA Cash because, for those of you don't know, on PS4 and Xbox 360, no, Xbox One and Xbox One, sorry, you have to have GTA Cash, otherwise it go broke, yada yada. PC 5M, you don't have the problem. We don't have 5M on PS4, unfortunately. Anyway, so, I'm not saying that, not understanding of not what he's saying, but it's like he was, he was doing videos, he was supposed to do RP videos. And I did ask him, hey, when are you going to do whatever videos? I don't feel like doing it anymore. He legit said he wasn't going to do he wasn't going to get in RP anytime soon. Which, honestly, it's like, I feel like if you're head of an advertiser, you have to at least, pump out at least a video a month. You have to at least pop an RP a few times. Because basically, I'll tell you this. I was going to, but it kind of ties on right here, right now. Basically, to get a 10-minute video, you have to get in session for, like, it's going to take a day or two at least. And that's if you're really lucky, because you got to get on the right day. Even if you're planning out a specific scene with specific friends, to actually get it and get it, to get it the way you want it to, or even where it's even somewhat usable, that's going to take, that's beautiful right there. It's going to take quite a bit of time of getting in session, getting everything set up, just getting everything set up, really. So, I mean, you people that, like, because what y'all don't see, for those of you who do not do this, for those of you who do it, who also do this, you know the struggle. But those who do not, do these gaming videos, it's not like a vlog, or even a vlog. I mean, you probably have to do them in takes. But with the gaming videos, I mean, there's a lot of prep work behind the scenes. I mean, and I'll explain that in another video. There's a lot of prep work. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So even y'all only see the finished product. Oh hey, here's how the video turned out. It's great. But to do that scene could take, you can get it really lucky and get it on the first take, or the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, whatever. Because sometimes things may not go as planned the first time you do the scene, so you got to do the scene another time. And if your friend that you really want to do the scene with, because it's going to be really amazing with that guy, you're on for a limited amount of time. Plus also, if it's a scene that maybe involves fiery mess, you have to wait for fiery mess to be on, which doesn't happen that often. And sometimes your friend that you want to do the scene with, doesn't exactly, isn't exactly able to get on when the fiery mess are on. So, then there's there's that. Or, you're like really busy and the fiery messes don't come because they're busy with something else or something like that. It's just, there's a lot of different things that can go wrong in trying to film it. Whether that's just like it just gets delayed wrong or just it gets totally messed up, maybe with some idiot FRP or whatever, a fair role playing, whatever. So there's a lot that goes into it. So I do understand, that it takes a while. But he wasn't even in session at all. So that's something. That's why I was thinking. Okay, it's head of advertising. He should at least be in session at least once a week. Because I mean, you might be. Because honestly, because the way I see it, and if you do roleplay videos, let me know. But because I was floater, which means I could cop and sieve. And honestly, whenever I didn't really want to see the grind out of but I wanted to get, I want to try and get something made. You could just go cop. Okay, you go cop and you do a traffic stop video. You do a video of one of your traffic stops. I mean, because you can usually get into a spot. You can get get a few traffic stops, and you can get a scene going. You can create a little scene off that traffic stop, whatever. So I mean, there's so then that's what I would do. And again, 9 out of 10 videos didn't actually go into or didn't make the final cut of what I thought was good enough. I mean, going back, thinking back, they probably were. Probably 5 out of 10 probably were. Maybe 6 out of 10 probably were good enough. But again, most of them got cut. But anyway, so Navi wasn't really active. And that's what really irked me. And then I stopped putting in the work, especially when I tried calling him out on when he was following Chief Practice around for videos. I called him out on it. I didn't ruin my advertiser, tried to claim with something else, yada yada yada. So I stopped putting in the work because I mean, and again, I didn't put in the work in the first place to get any roles or anything. But I mean, it would at least been nice if they had said, hey, you know what, good job, something, even just like a pat on the back. I didn't need like founder or anything crazy like that, or even staff or whatever. Just a pat on the back would have been nice. Hey, thanks, Griffin. I got nothing. Okay. And while I wasn't, doing it for a pat on the back, putting in effort, also a lot of effort, is, it's, eventually, when someone's putting in really good effort and they're doing a really good job, even if they're not doing a good job, you should at least and you see that they're putting in the effort, you should at least say, hey, if they're doing a good job, you say, hey, good job, thanks for your effort, keep up the great work. If they're not doing a good job, you can still be nice, like, hey, thanks for all your effort. Maybe work on this a little bit, to this, really appreciate your effort though. Keep up putting in the effort. Maybe talking, you can put in something like that. But anyway, so he wasn't really active, and he hasn't really been active. I mean, he was only active to post his social medias and his non-DOIJ stuff, which we couldn't put anything of ours, even advertisers. We couldn't put any non-DOIJ videos, which is understandable. Okay, but apparently Khan was paying Navi. I don't know what he was paying him, but I kind of feel like Khan was getting ripped off because Navi wasn't really doing anything. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, he wasn't. Yeah, he brought in some people for the server, but it's like, I don't think he bring like a few thousand people, whatever, but it's, at the same time, it's like the numbers are pretty up there, and it's like, he wasn't really doing any videos, so Khan was letting Navi walk all over him. So, yeah. But, anyway, so that's not one of the main reasons I left. That's you know, just that is a reason that I wasn't as active on the advertising side. I mean, I tried to get some recordings in, but I wouldn't really focus on it. But you know, so one of the main reasons I left is, as I was saying earlier, was corruption. And Navi wasn't active enough to be corrupt. I'm going to put that out there. Navi was not active enough to be corrupt or even non-corrupt. Again, I think Navi's a great chill guy. From my dealings with him, he seems pretty chill, except for me. So we all have our moments, you know. And I know you're saying, well, he removed your advertiser role for you calling him out on following you for advertising views. Yeah, we all have our moments, okay? That was something massive. I mean, you know, Khan, honestly, it was Khan's fault that Navi got put in that position, not Navi. Um, of, you know, head of advertising. So that was Khan's fault. That was more frustrated with Khan, because he was like, oh, well, Navi wants it. So, you know, so I know Navi didn't do anything over there. I think he picked a assistant head of advertising, which promptly left a few months later. It's actually now in the server. But you know, it's just the corruption and a bunch of BS that's going on over there was just getting to be way too much. I mean, I'm not saying all the staff, or even a lot of the staff, was corrupt, or or corrupt bias, favoritism, whatever you want to call it. They're all kind of rolling in one. But enough of them that were active enough was. Now, I'm gonna call some people Bravo. He they don't never seem corrupt to me. Kia never really seemed corrupt to me. Scarfo didn't really seem corrupt to me. Bob Marley did not seem corrupt to me. And these are just quoting his PSN name. I'm just calling them out saying this. Those people, and there are a few others too. I'm not gonna name them all, but they didn't seem corrupt to me, to be completely honest. So I mean, there are a lot of others, but those are the main ones come to mind. When I think of the guys I could actually trust to go to with something to ask a question and not get either completely ignored or completely shut down or just whatever. I mean, obviously I follow chain of command, but if I had an issue with somebody, that they could handle, I'd be like, hey, just whatever. Um, those are the guys I feel like would be most chill about things, and they were. Okay, now, I mean, I still look at it actually in this server, but um, it was the corruption, and Khan is corrupt. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Khan. He has unrightfully banned me 3 times. I don't know how did I get back in. I got back in all 3 times. It's like 2 or 3 times. So yeah, the first time I can't remember what happened. The second time it was because people were coming to me just in casual conversation saying, "Oh, Khan did this," breaking whatever rule. Oh, Khan did this, blah, blah. I started hearing this. Like, alright, if you want something done, DM me all your problems, and with Khan, and I will take it to Bob, because Bob, again, is one of the guys I could trust that would handle Khan if Khan was getting out of hand, because he's on the get me back. So I got me back in because I spoke to Khan. Khan thought I was trying to like overthrow him or something, which was just not true. If you actually heard, I mean, I was trying to get, start to get people like, hey, if you want something done about Khan, DM me your stuff, and I will, make a list and DM it to Bob, and then Bob can handle the correct, handle whatever's going on. Because I'll start hearing, so then Khan banned me, Bob got me in, yada yada yada. So. And I'll tell you this, and this is not me just speaking from one RP server experience, or 2, or 3, or 10, or 20, or 30. I have been in over 100 PS4 RP servers. Like, at least. If anything, that is an under-exaggeration here. So, this is not me just speaking randomly going, I think that... No, this is me speaking from experience. Corruption starts at the top. It doesn't matter how non-corrupt the guy is in the bottom. Or first off, if you have someone corrupt at the top, now this doesn't mean that all staff members are going to be corrupt, but that's going to allow corruption in, even unknowingly. There's not going to be like a filter, so to speak, You know, where it's gonna be it's not gonna be a zero tolerance policy because there is corruption at the top, and a server acts how it's, believe it or not, a server acts, you know, how its top person is. If the person is not corrupt and stand for corruption, then, you know, people that are corrupt aren't going to get that high. However, if there is corruption, then there's a good chance, there's a much better chance, not guaranteed chance, but a much better chance of the corrupted people getting staff and getting high up in the staff ranks and then screwing everybody else over. And I'm not saying I want DOIJ to fail when I'm saying this. I really don't. Because honestly, I want them to be back to the way that they were. I hope that Khan needs to change. If he wants to save DOIJ, he has to change. Okay, it's just plain and simple. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. If Khan wants to save his server, he has to change because it starts at the top. He needs to have an intervention. He needs to have something where he goes to change. He changes, and you know, and then he starts going through his list of members and list of staff and just getting rid of those that are corrupt. You know, that show favoritism, that are biased, and you know, just corrupt all around. I mean, it's and there are quite a few that are still there. So. But that's why I left DOIJ, is the corruption. It's so deep, it is so ridiculous. I mean, you would RP, and you would deal with it on a daily basis. I mean, like, the staff, not all the staff, but most of the active staff that were in session, at least the ones that, you know, you would see around, you know, all the time, that you'd have more interactions with, they just had a feeling of, oh, I'm staff, I can do whatever I want. Rules don't apply to me. And I've actually had that interaction with Khan as well, where he's like, oh, I can do whatever I want. You know, rules don't apply to me. So, you know, and I thought about making my own server, but I was like, you know what, I don't really know where I'll go. Or not where I go. I don't know how to run the server. I've never ran an RP server. I have 2 Discord servers. They're not massively popular. They're for my for this YouTube channel and for my podcast. So they're not big or anything. They're small. I mean, no one really talks to them because again, they're small. But you know, so when I heard that, and then basically a few weeks ago, I think like towards the end of September of 2020, I think this was the end of September. 2020, so I mean, maybe it was November? I can't remember. Anyway, so I remember, it was about a month ago. So I remember hearing that Scarfield left, and then Keel left, and, you know, a bunch of other, like, the staff members left, and a bunch of other members left too. And so I was like, hey, Kia, where'd you go? Hey. And he was like, I went to Scarfield server, like, Scarfield created a server. I was like, really? And now you see, and so I left DOIJ, and I didn't leave it right then. Okay, I didn't leave right then. I knew, as soon as I heard Scarfield created a server, I was like, I'm down. I was on strike at the time, because I got in strike for some BS. So I was unmuted because I wanted to, you know, Scarfield wanted me to share his talk. So I'm good friends with Scarfield. I'm not best friend with Scarfield, much as I'd like to be, but he's really cool. I'm not saying because he's the founder of the server, but I'm saying because he's a really chill guy, and I like him. You know, honestly, if I would want to have beer, I'd like to have beer with him. I don't drink beer, so that's never gonna happen. Maybe not alcoholic beer, who knows? But you know, he's a really cool chill guy. So I wish we were better friends, but I don't think I have the time for that right now. He's busy and all that. But anyway, so I was like, you know, he wanted me to shoot. We were chatting, and you know, I was like, hey, did you really create a server? And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server. And he's like, yeah, I did. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, I want to create a server So he was like, "Hey, can you share my story? Can you look of what happened?" I'm not going to go into it if Scott wants to tell you again. But I was like, "Yeah, I'm on mute, so I'll be off this weekend. So I'll tell your story Saturday, and then later that day you can come and invite me, and I'll join later that day." However, I didn't share Scarfo's story, and I told him why. He knows this because Khan got to the point of where if you even mentioned Scarfo, you'd be banned. I mean, I remember a friend of mine asked Khan um, something, like, very respectfully. It was a very respectful question. It was like, hey, if you and Scarfo, because he had put Scarfo on the blacklist, whatever. It was like, hey, if you and Scarfo get friends, then why is he on the blacklist? And he got banned. He got straight up instantly banned. So that's why I was like, hey, Scarfo, I can't tell your story, because they're gonna ban me. So I don't want banned. I'm not saying that because the server is gonna fail, but I don't like. I was like trying to leave servers on good terms. You know what I mean? Even if I know I'm never going back there, especially when I have a lot of good friends in that server. Because I think if I get banned or kicked, whatever, then I'm leaving on bad terms, and and I don't like leaving on bad terms. I absolutely have to. But anyway, so I left, and the reason I knew that this server was gonna be an amazing server is because the guy that started this. Okay, now, and I'm not just saying this because I'm friends with him, but I've gotten to know Scarfo, and I don't know him, super well, like absolute best friends, but I know him well enough to know that he is a guy that you know where you stand with him. He does not stand for the bullshit. He doesn't stand for the corruption or favoritism, biasm. He stands for none of that. Okay, and when he gets pissed at you, he's not gonna come and scream and yell at you. He may raise his voice. Okay, but he's not gonna come. I mean, like, and I say this because I know this because I once pissed him off. I know it's the only time I've had him speak to me like that, and he didn't yell at me. Okay, he raised his voice a little bit, and you could tell he was upset. I can't remember what it was. It was like a year and a half ago, but maybe not a year and a half ago, or at least a year ago. But I clearly remember that was the most. I could tell he was really annoyed, or anybody else would have started up and yelling and screaming, no matter their position, no matter their position in the server, because you're human. But this guy, I mean, he's chill. He takes the time to listen to everybody when he can. He's busy, of course, busy IRL and now the server. So I mean, he doesn't always have time, but he'll take the time when he can, and he will try and listen to you, and get your side of it, and then talk to you about things instead of just instantly doing something. He'll actually listen to it. Again, if he's got time. So I mean, I knew that he was gonna run this server really well because he's a guy that can. Let me put it in these. Put it in. Let me put it this way. Okay, and again, this is from lots of experience. Okay, lots of RP server experience. There are two kinds of staff, and I mean this. If you break it down, there are two kinds of staff. There's a staff that cares, and the staff that doesn't care. Now, the staff that doesn't care, those servers end up dying out, especially when they let it show that they don't care. That's what Con is. Con is a staff that doesn't care. And again, he starts at the top. Okay, so that's why I'm not going, oh, well, this server, this staff cares. I'm not going to each of them. I'm going to the top guys. Okay, Con doesn't care. He may say he does, may try to convince you he does, but he doesn't. He only cares about making money from the. And I'm not saying this because, oh, this is rumor around. No, it's been confirmed by people that have actually seen his financials and stuff and have actually worked on that stuff with him. So, I mean, not worked on that stuff with him, but people that have actually seen all that financial stuff. So they've actually seen it. They're not just saying, oh, well, whatever, because we don't like him. No. But anyway, so Khan doesn't care about anything but his pockets. Okay, he doesn't care about the server, because if he did, it would be a lot better. But anyway, he doesn't not care. Scarf, on the other hand, he cares. not just about the server and the community. He cares about every single individual. And that's how I know that this server is going to be amazing. Now we're still, no, we are up and running. We have an interview server that's called Law and Order Roleplay. Just putting it out there. I'm not, but by the way, I'm not trying to advertise the server at all. I'm not. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. It's called Law and Order Roleplay. But we have an interview server now. We're still a work in progress. It's a much more realistic economy. But Scarfo is going to be. He's a good founder now. He's a good leader now, and as long as he stays, the person that he is, as long as he does not change, which I don't think he's going to change. But again, I don't know. I don't know what the future's gonna hold. No one does. But as long as he stays the way he is, this server's going to do amazing because he cares. He doesn't stand for corruption. And now that I'm staffing this server, I'm not saying I'll get about the server because there are plenty of things wrong with the server. I'm not going to put them out there. Okay, there are some staff members in here that may not be active or just don't really know how to do their jobs or whatever. But there's always going to be people like that. So I mean, but my point is, now I'm a staff member, I can help ensure that there's no corruption here, which is something that I'm really glad for that I do. And he's also giving me a chance to be assistant head of advertising, so that's exciting as well. But I'm more excited for the fact that I'm a staff member here, so I can do my part, do my best, help ensure there is no corruption, there is no favoritism, there's no biasm. Because if I see even the slightest hint of something that could eventually lead to that, I immediately report it. Because everybody in here, at least all the higher ups, the HPS4, head of PS4 and above, I can't speak for anybody else. Below that, except for myself. But I know that the head of PS4, the owners, the founder, they don't stand for biasm, favoritism, any corruption, anything like that. They don't. Matter of fact, there have been a few people. There have been a few staff that have been kicked because, they had the same attitude of why we left the server, why we left DOIJ. So, I mean that's what's great about the server is we don't take that. But he's a great guy, so I mean he's gonna be a great leader because he cares. So that's why I left DOIJ. That's why I'm now in Law and Order Roleplay. That's why I pretty much jumped as pretty much as soon as I heard, that this was gonna happen. So, yeah, I'm in it. So far, it's great. I mean, again, there are a lot of things to be worked out. There are a lot of things that are irritating, but irritating things happen in every server. Of course, there's FRP. FRP happens in every server. If anybody tells you that, oh, FRP doesn't happen in my server, either they're lying or they're not in a roleplay server unless they're by themselves. Because FRP happens in every single server. And I'm not saying that's because some people are trying FRP. Some people, sometimes it happens accidentally. Accidental FRP happens more than people realize. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Anyway, so that's a little longer than I expected it to be. We're coming up on 40 minutes here. So definitely a lot longer. I want it to be maybe 10, maybe 15, 20 minutes tops. Absolute tops 20. So we're hitting double that. So I do apologize for the length. You stuck around with me this far. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I love to do. I'm not going to tell you how to subscribe and like and check my podcast, blah, 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 blah. This is not what this is about. This is about me just telling you all why I left DOIJ. That is why I left DOIJ. If you ever have any questions, ask in the comment section. I will try and answer. If not, I'll send you a link to one of my Discords on YouTube on sale podcast. If I can actually figure out, which I want to happen be on, grab a link to first for you, and then we can talk about it in a voice chat or something if you like. But if I can't answer everything there, so I hope this helps for those that have stuck with me. I will still be providing some hopefully okay content. I hope to do great content, but I know I'm not that great content. So there you have it. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, if you're with me in DOIJ RP videos, hopefully you will stick with me for Law and Order roleplay videos. Hope to have some Law and Order videos out. Within the next few weeks, we're coming up on Christmas, and we are on the 21st of December 2020. So, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. So, guys, peace.